Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler, and today we have a wonderful guest, Deborah FreeSpirit. Deborah is the heart-centered soul synergist, and our topic today is discover self-love to come home to your heart. What a beautiful topic. Deborah, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you, Mark, so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here today.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you, Deborah. Before I get started, I need to make a legal disclaimer that Deborah is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Deborah, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Okay, so Mark, as you know, I'm a Wayshower, a heart-centered soul synergist, and recently I became an international author to the #1 bestseller, The Law of Brand Attraction 2, which got released on Amazon on World Voice Day. So I'm really excited about that. So a bit about me. I feel like I've been kept in the shadows by my higher self and my spiritual team. And I think for me, it's about unraveling a bit of me each time. You know, I've had to go on this really big, enormous spiritual journey. I've had some really tough, major lessons that I've had to experience in my life. And now I totally understand where I am, you know, that I chose these experiences and these challenges. And if I had to do this work 10 years ago, I definitely wouldn't have been ready for it. So I've been on a spiritual quest for as long as I can remember. In fact, it was in my mid-20s. My first relationship, my first love, we were engaged for about 4 years. And he decided to fall in love with someone else, not tell me. And then I found out my engagement broke up. It left me absolutely devastated. I couldn't imagine like life without him at the time, you know. I attempted suicide. I felt lost. I felt hopeless. I couldn't understand why he would have betrayed me. My whole world started to collapse around me, you know, emotionally. And I just remember the doctor giving me this antidepressants, which I happily took at the time. You know, now I kind of told, you know, now I wouldn't actually take that. I have tools that I can use. So then 15 years after that experience, I really started my inner journey. I trained in Usui Reiki. This really piqued my interest in healing. I then went on to train as a life coach and then as an EFT practitioner, the original EFT taught by Gary Craig. I was fortunate to have a wonderful teacher that taught me the real EFT, not how it's taught now. So interestingly enough, I am now working with Gary Craig on his new program, which is the Optimal EFT program. And this for me is really a beautiful program. It's the core of what I do. It's working with the unseen therapist that lives within us. So it's very powerful. Now, Mark, you know, when the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne came out in 2006, I remember being really intrigued by it, like many millions of people around the world. I read that book 3 times, like to really fully understand it, but there was just something missing. So I went on the internet and I searched for a training center so I could learn more about the law of attraction. And up amazingly popped up the International Law of Attraction Training Center based in British Columbia, Canada. I contacted Rebecca Hansen, the founder, and a year later, I became an international law of attraction coach with Rebecca and her team. And then in 2013, my journey as a shamanic practitioner began after I visited Scotland. People who know me know how close in my heart Scotland is. It's been in my blood, and I'm sure I've had many lifetimes there as well. I moved to Scotland in 2016, soon after my mum died, and it's where I really connected to my higher self and my team of spiritual guides. And that's really about me,
Beautiful journey, Deborah, and thank you for sharing your vulnerabilities. And I know how hard relationship breakdowns can affect you. They take a long time to get over, but they can also help us to go in a whole new direction and go within and really go into a new path, which you did. And you're now serving all your clients how to love themselves and really to transform within. And I really, really respect what you are doing, Deborah. I was also a huge fan of The Secret Book, and like you mentioned, I read it many times as well. Who are your clients, Deborah? What clients do you serve?
So, at first, when I first started out, Mark, my clients were friends and colleagues, they were like intrigued with what I was doing, and they wanted to experience this. And I was like, yeah, let's do a session, and they really felt that impact, like something within them was shifting and changing. And then I kind of sat and realized that this was like a window of opportunity for me, to really start to make a difference. So, so my customers now, they're people who are really in search to live a happier life. They've had breakups and really bad, horrible relationships, and they're searching externally for this missing jigsaw puzzle when internally that's where the puzzle is, Right now, I'm still traveling. I'm not due back in the UK until July. But, I'm a really happy and soulful person. So when I'm walking out on the streets here where I live, I smile and I chat to people. And they're intrigued by me, they come and they talk to me and they go like, there's something about you, I'm so drawn to your energy. And before I know it, we sit down for a coffee and a chat and they become a customer, or a client. So that's how I've been working since I've been traveling in 2017. Yeah.
And it's great that you're supporting people who need that support through breakups and relationship breakdowns. It's so, so important to have some kind of support around you. Deborah, tell us a little about the ha-ha moment that led to the launch of your business.
Okay, so that would be when I trained in the law of attraction in 2009. It really helped me get started and clear. I remember using, it's what we call the T tool. It's one of the many tools that I learned. And I manifested a new car, Mark. It was incredible.
Amazing.
And I realized that, this was giving me the confidence, because once I mastered something and I knew how the universe was working, it gave me the confidence to actually be able to set up a coaching and a healing practice. And I did this part-time from home whilst working full-time as a legal PA, working nights, you know. In my life, I've always kind of known that I'm here to make a difference. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. But seriously now, you know, when I look at all the synchronicities that have happened around me, I realized that I've had to just sit patiently and wait on the sidelines to allow things to unfold organically for me.
That's sometimes the best way, Deborah, and it's not until you look back and connect the dots you see just how far you have travelled forward and the amount of service and people you have supported and helped. I would like to know what really motivates you to jump out of bed every single morning.
The first thing I do is I pinch myself. It's gratitude for being given another day to live, you know. The second thing I do is I sit up and I do my meditation and prayers. It takes me about 30 minutes to do. I then literally jump out of bed, get my clothes on, you know, having had a brush my teeth and wash my face and everything. And I take a nice long walk. I'm in Portugal at the moment, so I'm 5 minutes away from the beach. And I just take a walk along the beach and I just breathe into, you know, where I am at the moment. And I connect to my higher self as I reflect on all the messages that came through in my morning meditation. It then gives me that boost that I need to see the rest of the day through.
Gratitude is a great way to start the morning. I also do it on an evening as well, and beautiful reasons to get out of bed, Deborah. What sets your business apart and what unique need are you filling for your clients?
So my sessions are all led from the heart, Mark. You know, I'm intuitive. I can tell what my clients need before a session begins. It's as if their highest self is already connecting with my highest self, you know, sharing information and, you know, things about the client. For an example, a client might come in for a healing session, and when I tell them what's really happening, like really happening, you know, not what they're trying to tell me, they're so intrigued, you know, they're left speechless and they say to me, how did you know any of that, you know? I think also, you know, not only is my intuitive side really strong, my work is built on trust, you know,
Yes.
creates this calming atmosphere so that it helps my clients feel at ease, which means they are then able to easily open up and talk about stuff that they would normally hold back, you know.
I was just going to say, Deborah, you've definitely got a calming energy.
Thank you. Thank you. It just means that I can release people from that emotional pain and baggage they're carrying, you know. And I always believe, you know, when I work with people, Mark, it's like after a session, I need to see how they're really feeling, you know. They won't leave a session with me if they're tearful or upset. You know, I'll make them a cup of tea and ensure that they're feeling uplifted, you know. And I always say to them, like, if you're struggling at any time, just pick up that phone and call me because I'm here to support you, you know. And they do, you know. So that's how I kind of feel about my clients. I take them into my heart.
You're a true leader, Deborah, leading with your heart, and it's important we all trust our instincts. I'm very intuitive as well, Deborah, but sometimes we can ignore our intuition and then we get into all sorts of trouble. Deborah, why do you feel your service is especially important in today's modern world?
So, as you are aware, we're currently living in a world full of chaos. There's so much uncertainty, especially since 2020, the pandemic, the lockdowns. I'm currently in my third lockdown here in Portugal, and lockdown has kind of made people desperate. They're searching for who they are. They realize also that there is so much more to life. They're fed up of feeling this empty feeling inside of them. They're stuck, they're lost, they're frustrated. Some have lost their jobs. And a lot of people are very angry because they can't explain their current circumstances or why is this happening to me. Mark, to be honest, for me, many people just simply don't know where to start, So what they do is they go round and round in circles, and they just don't feel satisfied, when you don't feel satisfied, and I've been there, you make excuses, you kind of pretend to be happy,
Or blame as well. You can blame others.
Absolutely, and then you're just trying to fit in with everything that society wants you to do, to be, and we then do everything for the wrong reasons,
Yes.
So what I'm finding is people are searching for this external quick fix, They don't want to let go of that emotional baggage, that emotional baggage leads to their confusion, and they end up feeling stressed and really, really depressed, And also my concern is that people are so afraid of change, They'd rather live with this fear inside of them. So for me, like over this whole process of lockdowns, I've really come to discover myself, And the key for me is how you discover your true, authentic self is when you start to practice self-love,
Yes.
That's when you get your aha moment, It's like, for me, the secret to manifest a happier life, there's no attachment, and you feel freedom. You actually feel freedom,
It's definitely important today for people like you, Deborah. It's been such a hard year for people, and ask for help. You should never suffer alone. There's people like Deborah who have walked the talk, walked the walk and talked the talk, and been through challenges so that they have got so much guidance and inner wisdom to share. Carry on, Deborah.
Yes, so in lockdown, people always ask me like, oh, my energy's stuck and this is, and I say to them, look, nature is free, it doesn't cost you a thing. Like, go outside and connect, ground yourself, stamp your feet on grass, walk on the beach, hug a tree, because nature allows you to release the stuck energy, The next important tool that I really believe is so powerful, it's so effective, and it should be a must. It must, it should be something that's automatically taught in schools, and that's meditation,
Definitely.
It kind of releases you from your stresses, and it helps with your emotional well-being,
Definitely, I agree with you 100%. Gratitude, meditation, some visualization, a little bit of exercise, eating well, drinking fresh water. These can all have such a great impact on the way you feel and the way that you show up in the world. Could you just share a few details of the kind of service and products you offer, Deborah?
Yeah, sure, Mark. So at the moment, I'm offering soul guidance sessions. They're readings that I do. This I stumbled upon when I was in Fatima, and I had one of my teachers, Kuan Yin, come in, and Mother Mary, and they gave me a specific way of doing my readings, And the readings, it's about where you are at this moment and what really needs to shift, And I've used that, with people traveling, and it's been amazing, their aha moments. And what I also offer at this moment in time is one-to-one coaching. It's tailored to each individual. The other success that I've had is doing transformational masterclasses, either as a one-on-one or within a group setting. These have been really popular this year because it's like there's a healing taking place within the session, and people have had major, major breakthroughs. What I will be offering soon, and what's coming up soon, is weekly soul frequency meditation sessions, because like I said to you, meditation is the key to everything.
Yes.
And this is using a frequency device called the Healy to enhance your meditation sessions, The other thing I'm currently working on at the moment is the Soul Transformation Program. It's a 1-year journey of healing, transformation, and empowerment. It enables people to let go of their old self and their fears and start to embrace the new self so that they can connect to their soul and their higher self. And finally, with fingers crossed and toes crossed and everything crossed, once the borders officially open and people are free to travel, I'm going to be organising soul empowerment retreats in the UK, Portugal and Egypt.
Exciting.
Yes, and what I do have planned for 2022, which my soul brother Ashraf in Egypt has put together for me, is a 14-day retreat in Egypt. And it's just an amazing, amazing program.
Now, Deborah, I know you have all sorts of client success stories. Can you just pick one that stands out to you?
Yeah, sure, Mark. So in 2020, a 22-year-old man approached me for mentoring on a Facebook page. He'd been stranded in a foreign country. He had just broken up with his girlfriend and had little money. So he reached out to me. He started to have these suicidal thoughts and was feeling really guilty about the death of his sister when he was 6 years old. I think for him, lockdown brought through so much of his fears, I worked one-on-one with him for nearly 2 months. And at the end of the mentoring, he was extremely grateful for our sessions, He not only connected with sister in spirit, which released all these fears, but his self-confidence grew. And within weeks, he raised funds to get himself back home to South Africa. So when I last spoke to him in September, he told me he finally made it home. And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have been there, he would have taken his life.
No, that is just a testament to the support and guidance and how you're supporting your clients to really move forwards into the light, Deborah. Now, Deborah, we are both part of a book project called The Law of Brand Attraction 2. The foreword of the book, who I am a big fan of, is Dr. John Demartini, and the brains behind the whole project is the incredible Sammy Blindell. There are around 27 or 28 co-authors part of this book, The Law of Brand Attraction 2. Just tell us a little bit about your chapter.
So my chapter, interestingly, my mum is in spirit now, so I didn't mind sharing the story. So it's really about my journey, So like I said at the beginning of this call, It started off just before my 60th birthday when I went into that dark night of the soul. And it brought back memories of being displaced again, my parents divorcing, and then my mum remarrying, and we moved to England, from Kenya, we moved to England, she remarried. And then again, an incident happened with my stepdad, which again, meant that we didn't have a home. So my story is really about my dad and my stepdad, and I've had to work on that a lot, since writing that story, like clearing that energy and finding peace within. It's a powerful, powerful story. And I think when people read it, they hadn't, even family members now, they hadn't actually realized that I had experienced that much sadness from the age of 5 to 19, That's a big chunk of one's life growing up, yeah.
I would encourage everyone to go out and get a copy of The Law of Brand Attraction 2. Go to thelawofbrandattraction.com and pick up your copy today. You will learn so much from Deborah's chapter, but there are 27 other co-authors that you are definitely going to get some guidance and support to move forwards in business and in life. That's thelawofbrandattraction.com. Deborah, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you today. Thank you so much for giving us your time and coming on to the show.
Mark, thank you so much for this opportunity. I genuinely want to make a difference, in this world, because I know it can be a happy and loving place. And I just want people to start with that self-love, because we are one, our vibration is love, it's not an external love, it's an internal love. And the only thing that separates us from our self-love is this fear of getting to know who we are, And the fear disconnects us from our soul and our higher self. So the more people can go within their heart and learn about their self-love, the more this planet can start vibrating in love. That's how I feel.
Love over fear. Deborah, just share with our listeners, how can our audience connect with you? How can they get a hold of you?
So at the moment, they can connect through my website, which is Deborah FreeSpirit.com. And also I'm on Instagram under Deborah _FreeSpirit. And on Facebook, I am also on Facebook page. I have a page and it's called Deborah FreeSpirit 2020. So I look forward to connecting with people soon.
Thank you so much, Deborah. I have really enjoyed your energy and learning more about you, your journey and what you do. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.